This is episode 41, or session 41, or however I decide to count it. Recap from last session. You guys, finished up a shrine or two in Omu. I think you hit Papa Zodal's shrine and got the cube, and then went to Nang Nang's shrine where you found a massacre, and then followed the blood trail from the shrine to what is Rosinsee's home, the Fane of the Night Serpent, and came inside and had a moderately lengthy audience with Roz, where I think he laid out some of what he wants and gave you one more cube, and basically wished you well in trying to defeat the Soulmonger, because it's not something that he's a fan of, but he also
Yeah,
alluded to the fact that he had made promises to a Sirak that he would not go into the tomb, and Roz takes his word seriously, apparently. And then he excused himself and invited you to share in the hospitality of the Fane if you so desire before you head on. And I think that is where we left off. Questions, comments, anything else we
it
need?
should still be fairly early in the day, right? Because we rested right before we came to see Roz.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it would be probably mid-morning. What are you
Okay.
percepting for? Secret.
Secret doors.
Secret doors.
yeah.
Um,
Everybody said it the same time.
secret doors. Let me look at something. Yeah, you notice one.
Yes!
There is a secret door, kind of in the top left corner of this room. To remind you, there are also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Yuanti in this room right now.
Okay.
So, do what you want.
I think Kellic just shed a tear.
A little bird tear. Now I'm gonna walk over to here and look at what this cave river, I guess it is.
Yeah,
Whatever
so
that
so this is a gently flowing river. Let me see if it has any specific description. Yeah, so there's stalactites hanging down from the ceiling, and the water is slowly, almost imperceptibly flowing to the south. You can't really tell how deep the water is, but I think from your current vantage point, that's what you can see. So yeah, you're standing at the shore of an underground river right off of Roz's audience chamber.
Okay.
Oh, now I remember now, because I was supposed to tell you what spells I were looking for. And I never did.
Oh yeah, that's right. He offered you some spells. I think we can resolve that. Um, we can resolve that later, one way or the other. If it comes up while we're in the
That's
Fane, I'll let you know. If we get out of the Fane without it happening, we can figure it out.
That's fine.
Oh, that's a fun wall effect. Can you-
Yeah.
That's fun.
A little bit of. Yeah.
Hey,
Good
Teddy.
thing I already knew that door existed.
Hey, made it.
Oh, hey, I'm gonna pause this for just 1 second. Okay, sorry about that.
Excellent.
We are good. So yeah, you looked at the cave river, secret door. At this point, the Yuanti to the standing by you, Sebastian, that is Nath, who led you guys in here in the first place, is just waiting basically to see what you want to do next. If you want to
Who is
leave.
this? I forget what this person
That's the guy who
is.
let us in.
No, the guy who let you
Oh.
in
I thought that was
is...
this.
Yeah, the guy who
Oh.
let you in is this guy. That's Noth. He is a snake-headed dude. This other guy over here... I mean, the token says his name, so I guess his name is Sekalok. He is just a very big, buff-looking guy, and let me just double-check to see if Sekalok has any specific description besides incredibly imposing and intimidating-looking person. 'Cause I'm-
Like Dwayne Johnson.
yeah, he is like Dwayne Johnson big. I'm just trying to find Sekalok real quick, because, of course, I forgot to... He is a tall, muscular Yuan-Ti pureblood. Therefore, he looks like a human. He does not look like he is... he doesn't have any snake features that you can see, at least as he's standing there. He has pretty much been impassively watching everything as you spoke to Roz. I'd say if you had to hazard a guess, he's maybe the most important person in this room that wasn't Roz and C.
Right, well, I would call that meeting productive. Perhaps we should continue our business in the city?
That would be a good.
Do we want to explore the rest of the place before we head out?
I think so.
We're guests here. I don't know that they particularly care for us to examine every nook and cranny.
We can always ask them what's around the corner.
Noth is kind of staring impassively as you guys are speaking amongst yourselves about your plans. He's just waiting for some signal of what you want him to do. I'd say you could read his expressions, but he has a snake head, so there's not a whole lot of expressing happening there, just pure black eyes watching you all.
Yeah,
I'd like
very
to ask him
I'll
where
start
this
walking
river
towards the door.
goes to.
Okay, so, also, Teddy, I think your mic is hot, like, all the time. I don't know if that's...
What does that mean?
So
Like it's
hot.
always on.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
you're
open
always
mic all the
broadcasting.
time.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
My mic's hot, but that's because I'm the DM.
So wait, what does that mean?
Do you have
It means
push to
that your
talk
mic is
enabled?
picking up a bunch of background
Yeah.
noise.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, you
I
keep
have
coming
push
on.
to talk.
Awesome. Cool. So, regarding the river, Noth says, the river continues to the south past caverns and then recedes under the stone again. He's not the most descriptive of individuals, or maybe doesn't care about telling you a whole lot.
Yeah, that's not very helpful.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna start walking for the door.
Noth will. He's following you, not in a threatening way, but he is following you and keeping an eye on everybody.
I'll just get to the door, stop, turn around, and look for the rest of the party.
The door is actually open, but that's just.
I know, but I was
Cool.
gonna stop and wait anyway.
Yeah, so you are back at the doorway to the giant altar or pulpit of blood, depending on how you want to describe it. or maybe it's a combination thereof. Noth moves past you and looks at all of you and says, "Are you desiring to stay, or are you returning to the city above?"
I think I'm ready to return to the city.
Are there
Well,
other things that you would wish to show us?
So our master has invited you to stay. If you wish to see the guest quarters, I can take you there. Otherwise, I am not sure how much of the rest of our home would be of interest to individuals such as yourself.
well, I for one would prefer to sleep under a roof for once.
What now?
She was saying that she would prefer to sleep under a roof for once.
I would like to see what else they have as well.
By the way, Grim, I have control of Yaza instead of Yaza having control of Yaza.
Weird.
Yeah, she can control her her horse, who is now strutting around in the front, just having a good old time.
Okay, let me just double check the characters and see what's going on. Are you on one computer or two computers?
One.
Okay.
I can click on her now.
Oh,
just
I guess
have-
she fixed it.
Yeah, I just had to escape out that way. Yes, that way I click on Yaz instead of the warhorse. It had me, because
Okay.
since I control both.
Okay, so
Okay.
never mind, we're good.
Hey, Owen, are you actually on push to talk?
Because you're not.
Because you're not.
Yeah.
You're,
No?
You're not.
You were definitely not
I'm
on
not
push
using the
talk
app
unless you
anymore.
were holding your button down constantly.
I just in the
That's
background.
what I'm doing, I guess.
I'm hearing something. It sounds like the background of a Terminator 2 scene. To be honest.
No, it kind of sounds like Darth Vader, like sleeping.
Wow.
Alright, wait, hold on. I think I get it.
It sounds like a dryer.
Something like that. Are
I'm
you,
using. I realize I'm using like. I'm not using the app because I couldn't get the app to open, which has push to talk, and I forgot that. I guess it doesn't. It's not the same on the internet, like on Google or whatever.
I was like, we're all currently on the internet.
What?
Right,
mean
whatever
it's
it's called. It's
browser-based.
not the app, so it's like. Whoops. All right, 1 second. Let me switch this.
okay, sorry. It's just. I was like, my soundtrack is not that distracting today. I'm pretty sure, if anything, the Fane of the Night Serpent I'm playing is underselling the sounds that you can get here. Anyway, okay, so I think a couple people have indicated they want to at least see some of this place. So Nath says, if you follow me, I'll show you the more public parts of the Fane. And he begins.
I'll definitely follow.
He slithers around this wonderful blood pool and brazier and comes over to the great door over here. There's not actually a wall there. I just moved him like around the terrain. And he unlocks the door and goes inside this room. For those who choose to enter, there is a fountain of cool water bubbling in the middle of the floor here. And it actually smells faintly of flowers, with silk drapes kind of blocking off each of the alcoves in this room. They're basically shaded booths, inside of which are cushions and trays with various foods, mostly fruit and vegetable foods. You don't notice anyone else here. Teddy in the back of the alcove that you looked at, that eastern alcove, there is an odd rune. Let me say this word right. Rune carved into the floor. A ruin, not a ruin. I can't do it. Okay.
Rune?
Rune.
Rune?
Rune. Anyway.
Rune.
And Nath notes that these are the chambers for guests of our Lord. And I'm assuming you're percepting for secret doors. You do not notice any secret doors.
I mean, it was kind of a dog shit roll, so there's probably secret doors, guys.
Of course.
Does the circled rune on the floor look anything like a teleportation circle? For anybody who actually knows what those look like?
I was thinking of doing.
So let's
an
see
arcana check
here.
on the building.
These look like raised, faintly glowing stone discs with a serpentine glyph carved into the top. Looking at it without doing any sort of investigation or check, that is what you perceive.
Well, that was a good arcana check.
Yeah, that was a nice arcana check. So with that arcana check, this definitely looks to you, Teresa, to be a teleportation circle. There was also one in the throne room that you were in. It's not clear how they work because it doesn't have the normal 5 rune pattern. It just has a single serpentine glyph in the top of it. I would say you could guess that you can probably activate it with another arcana check, but you're not really sure where it will take you or specifically. Let's just see here. Yeah, there's not necessarily any way to tell where it goes. But you have seen 2 of
Take
these.
us back.
Huh?
I was just thinking. I wonder if it will take us back to the heart of Hotel.
So I would say you would have noticed that, like, so the one in the heart of Ubteo looked like a normal teleportation circle. Like, it had the normal kind of, as much as there is a standard arcane symbology, it had the standard set of glyphs, much like the one that Wakanga gave you. I'm probably messing it up, but you have the glyphs for Wakanga back in Port Nyanzaru, and you have the glyphs for the Heart of Ubteo. This one does not have that same set of 5 glyphs that you're used to seeing. Like, if you knew the glyphs for Waterdeep, or the glyphs for, I was about to say Barovia, but I don't think you can take a teleportation circle to Barovia. Nor have any of you ever been there. Sorry. Wrong campaign. Spoiler alert.
Alright, guys, so let's leave and go to Barovia. Alright.
It just came to me in a dream.
Let's see. This rune in particular would take you to... Let's flip to a random page in Curse of Strahd. Wow.
Barovia is on a demi-plane, I believe.
Wow, I flipped to Village of Barovia, so there you go. What are all the places in Strahd? There's so many of them. I won't say anything because I don't want to. I don't know. I don't want to spoil Ravenloft by mistake, or Strahd, or whatever. Van Richten's
Don't
guide
want
to
to spoil more spoilers.
spoil the spoilers with more spoilers. Yay! Could you imagine if we had run Strahd? I wonder how that would have gone. Anyway, you would have heard lots of me talking like
We
this.
probably would have died. We probably would have died. Curse of Strahd is pretty brutal.
I have to read it at some point. Maybe.
What am I seeing
know.
down
I don't
here
think I
that's
would've had a character
numbered
who died.
14 with my What do my bird eyes see?
Okay, so let's see. You guys, some of you over there, you duck out. Noth walks up behind you. So what do your bird eyes see? You can see that there is there's a room towards the end of this hall. From your vantage point, you really can't see into it very well, but you can see that there is a number of humanoids in that room. None of them look like snakes. And there's also, right about here, a cross hallway leading to other stuff. Noth walks up, or slithers up behind you, and says, I would not recommend going down that hall unless you are very interested in joining us. And you almost detect a smile at the end of that sentence, as much as a snake can convey smiles.
I'll just bird blink at him.
He flicks his tongue out at you.
I bird blink at him again.
You know, snakes eat birds, right?
It goes both ways.
I was gonna say birds eat snakes all the time too. So
I just love how we have a moment now where Noth is kind of like blank-eyed, staring and tasting the air, and Kellic is just blinking at him. And I imagine that this is going to go on for some time.
So now that we've seen the guest quarters, have we satisfied our curiosity?
Well, can I spend time studying this teleportation circle here?
You can. I'm not sure, short of trying to use it, if you will be able to glean anything else. It is different enough from the standard teleportation circle that, or I guess I'll just say, yeah, it's different enough from a standard teleportation circle that it looks like it's probably relying on either bespoke magic or something relating to the Yuanti. So it will obviously teleport you. You could assume it may take you to the throne room. But short of trying to actually activate it, I don't know if you can glean too much more about how the teleportation circle itself works, because it's not your bog standard teleportation rune. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's kind of like bootleg teleportation.
Kind of, or a heavily customized teleportation setup.
Yeah.
Let's see, there's that. Yeah. So I'm just looking to see if there were anything else that may be relevant to that, but I don't think you guys have been. Yep, we're good.
Okay, well, after a couple of blinks, Kellic's just gonna wander off.
Okay.
Yeah, Yaz is gonna walk off too.
Cool. I'm just going to move up here. Yeah, so as you return to this main area, Noth heads to the south, down that hallway that you guys had not yet... You had seen it, and they had indicated that there was a storeroom to the south.
Right, where our weapons are.
Where all your stuff is, yeah. And he is walking at this point. He's assuming, because you guys are continuing to walk out, that you're just gonna head out. So he comes.
Not without my stuff.
Well, yeah, he's taking you down towards the armory.
Yeah, that's what Yaza assumes, and she'll just walk following.
Yeah, so as you guys get down here, I think the only main things to note are this floor has continually sloped uphill as you've walked up it. So standing at kind of the top of this very long chamber all the way down to the entrance, you're about 30 feet above the entrance of, or the front entrance where you came in. So this whole floor is just gradually sloping downhill. You can see Kellic. There's a hallway with a ramp sloping downwards. You assume that this hallway is, based on your keen survival instincts is the cross hallway that you had seen from the bottom of that main room. Noth stops by the door and says, "You will find all of your gear inside."
And I'll just nod to him and just.
What is that?
I covered the description number for the room, so I'm trying to find it because everybody's on top of it. Is this room 4? Me so good. So yeah, in this room, for I guess the folks that get in here, there are gleaming scimitars, serpent helms, and suits of scale armor all over the racks in this vault. There are large bones and horned skulls littering the floor, and a shield made from the shell of a tortoise hangs on the far wall. A large skeletal serpent slithers out from behind the racks, raises its head, and says in common, "They will tell us the passphrase, so Ukul Ramu has spoken." And you hear Noth he steps towards the door and says, "You can go back to sleep." And the giant bone snake looks around, sees Noth, and just kind of slithers into a corner. And you guys can see that your gear is all stacked neatly on one of the shelves in this room. What are you inciting?
Is that actually the passphrase, or is that a way of Noth telling the skeletal serpent that the passphrase isn't required?
I'm gonna say with that insight check, you're not really sure if Noth is either well known enough to the Bone Naga thing to. You're not sure. Maybe that is actually the password. Go back to sleep. Maybe it isn't. Say a 5 doesn't tell you a whole lot.
Right. So I will retrieve my weapons.
Cool. Teresa, you find also in here, there's a couple of scrolls left out by your, I can't remember if you gave any gear up, but amongst everybody else's gear, there's a couple scrolls, and we can figure out what those are. What are you investigating, Yaza?
Well, when I go to pick up my gear, I just kind of want to look at like what else is around this room and see if there's anything of interest.
So the main things in here, let's see here. I'll say the only thing that sticks out besides all of most of the weapons and stuff in here seems to be pretty much standard stuff. You don't see anything that particularly stands out. The shield on the wall is definitely it's valuable. Well, here we go. Let's see here. The armory contains, just so you know, and you could figure this out by looking at it, about 10 suits of scale armor, about 50 scimitars, 20 longbows, 20 short bows, and hundreds of arrows. There is...
Any magical arrows?
I don't think investigation really tells you if things are magic. But you don't... The shield hung on the wall definitely looks like it has been hung in a place of prominence. And the bones on the floor look like they look like cow heads and humanoid bodies, so like skulls with horns, and then oversized humanoid remains around them.
Not like a tiefling.
No, more like a
Maybe
cat.
like a minotaur?
Maybe.
What would a minotaur be all the way out here? Be doing all the way out here? Sorry.
There's actually a really good answer for that I don't think the module explains at all.
That's awesome.
and I will happily delve into that while we're not recording, maybe. Or maybe I should. Well, you guys have Orvex with you. So I'll just let Orvex chime in. I don't have his token here because I kind of forgot about him last session, so my apologies. But Orvex says,
The entrance.
at one point, if the legends are true, it seems that perhaps Omu had a sizable Minotaur population. So these bones are not entirely surprising, but I am uncertain why they are in this storeroom. And Ukurlamu, the snake, pipes up and says, "They will leave my bones alone."
Kellic will just point blank be like, are these your bones? Or are they the bones of those you have taken?
Let's see here. The bone snake kind of rattles around and says, Ukurlamu does not remember when these bones appeared, but they are his now.
Are they a prize to you?
The snake kind of, where are you? He slithers over and is at this point kind of protectively over the bones. And obviously it itself is also animated bone, so there's no expression on its face, but it says, "It will not touch the bones. Urkulamu has spoken."
Where's Seraph when you need her? Seraph would steal that shit out of spite.
I mean, it doesn't take being told that you can't have something very well.
I don't know how much conversation there is to be had with Seraph these days.
I mean,
Is Sarah mind controlled?
Serap's in an interesting state right now.
Okay, well, Kellic will just bird blink at the bone snake, kind of shrug and walk out.
Okay. Okay. I keep saying K. I'm like becoming Canadian or something. I don't know.
Yay!
Yeah, Yazo walked too. Once she kind of looked around, saw and heard the exclamation bells.
Yeah.
Did we all get our equipment, or
Did you take it?
I guess I should go back and take it.
Yeah. Like the
Kellic
snake
will,
doesn't
get
stop
there.
you at all.
Yeah, Kellic will get like halfway up, be like, grab my stuff, grab it, come back, grab the stuff and leave.
Too busy bird blinking at people.
I'm gonna just assume Yaza's gonna do the same thing, even if she's not totally paying attention at the moment.
What?
I really
One
wish
of your
I'd
stuff,
like to
right?
have one of these.
Yeah, I
bone
said I
levels.
picked up my stuff when I was investigating. I was on my way to.
Okay, perfect.
You want the bones, Teresa? Oh, yeah.
1 second.
Okay, I was like, why am I so weird? That back on. And do that. There. Okay, cool. Are you back, Teresa? Sorry. No. Because I do want to cover something off with Teresa. Let's see. Okay, so Yaza and Kellic, you guys are heading towards the Triceratops and the people milling about up north. I think Orvex will go with. Oh, that's fun. Where is everyone else? Where are you, Sebastian?
I went all the way back up to the entrance.
You're just like walking outside, like, peace out, guys.
I was like, that was fun, bye.
I have suggested several times that I am ready to leave, and nobody has said anything. Kellic has just kind of walked off.
Yeah, well, I think other people, yeah, I think we have, yeah, it's fun, whatever. I just want to cover off the spells with Teresa before we go outside. I think Orvex tails it to be next to you. He seems maybe inclined to stay next to the guy in heavy armor
Understandable.
during this. As would probably I if I was in a situation like this. What would I do if I ended up in a Yuan-Ti stronghold? I mean, let's be honest, they'd probably be getting ready to sacrifice me to Dendar or something, so... That's probably what would happen.
Yep.
If I look down this hallway, what am I seeing?
Yeah, so as you look down that hallway, you can see... basically what you can make out, there's 2 guards, or men-at-arms, or snakes-at-arms in front of a doorway in the hallway. And then you see some of those more snake abomination creatures milling about in a room beyond. There appears to be a bloody altar in the middle of that room. And by bloody, I mean like there is fresh blood there.
Okay. Well, Kellic doesn't really give a shit about that, so he's just gonna walk out.
Yeah.
Kellic's just kind of like, okay.
This is as close as we've gotten to the Underdark this whole campaign so far.
I know, but there's like the only place that I could potentially see Underdark being out of this place is that cave with the river. And I was just like, no one wants to go in the river.
I'll throw out there that I don't think they designed Tomb of Annihilation to really have the Underdark. I did kind of build something, but never found a place to inject it. So we'll probably come back to that, because I also want your particular story to be maybe... I'd rather focus on it for a mini arc than just have it be like a random side quest that we did, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I feel like it's set up like primed to be a whole side arc.
Yeah, like I think for you guys, I have 1 or 2 side arcs planned if we make it through the tomb.
Yeah, Kellic will probably die first, so.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. I mean, it really depends on how you guys charge into it, and how you approach it to really.
Well, you see, we're super careful and super intelligent about everything. So.
Yeah.
Speaking of super intelligent, I just found out what my EVE account is. Here, Ray, I have 10 billion.
Wait, did you just transfer that? Because that'd be cool.
Yeah, huh?
Teresa, are you back yet? I might just move us. I'm gonna move us on then. Is anybody else want to poke around any other parts of the Fane right now, or are you all satisfied?
I mean, I'm not satisfied, but I'm ready. I'll go for now.
Cool. So as you guys get to the end, I'm just gonna move Teresa along. I'll just say out loud, she got 3 scrolls, and I'm gonna say this out loud just so I can remind myself later. I'll say there's 1 4th level, 1 3rd level, and
Okay,
1
I'm
second
back.
level. Oh, hey! I moved your token a little bit, so the scrolls you found, you can get back to me later. There are 3 scrolls. 1 is a 4th level scroll, 1 is a 3rd level scroll, and 1 is a 2nd level scroll. So let me know what you want, and we can have those be, pardon me, those can be the scrolls you found, and then you can tell me what you do with them. And they should probably be on the arcane list or the wizard list, just so that we don't have any
Yeah.
cross list tomfoolery.
Yeah. Yeah, because I can only learn wizard spells, but I can tell you what the spells are right now.
Sure. You just wanna? Yeah, sure. Just say them.
Sure. So this one is Tasha's spell. It's Summon Aberration.
Cool.
That's a 4th level. 3rd level one that I don't have is Remove Curse.
Okay.
And 2nd level one that I don't have, I can do. We'll take Enhance Ability.
So it was Summon Aberration, Remove Curse, and Enhance Ability.
Yes.
Okay, so right now, those are scrolls. If you actually want to learn them into your spell book, let me know if and when it makes sense to take time to do that, and we'll figure it out. Good?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So then you guys all head to the north to the main doorway. As you are all preparing to go up the ramp, Nath, and he seems a little pained as he is saying this, says, I have been instructed to tell you that you are welcome to return to our home in the future. And then he just
We
goes
thank you for your
silent.
hospitality.
Kellic will turn around and ask, is there the possibility that we could come back for supplies?
Nath kind of looks to the side and says, I suppose if you wish to speak to our lord again, you could negotiate that with him. And you get
Kellic will just say, excellent, and turn around and walk off.
you get the impression that Nath is not necessarily happy to be acting as your conduit to this place, but he is dutifully doing so. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't give a shit if he's happy about it or not. He's like, you got a job to do, and I'm gonna make sure he does it.
Yazel, I'll just say thank you.
Cool. So I will load up the Omu map. Hopefully this preloaded for everyone. I hope.
Wow, so fast.
Look at that, I actually preloaded stuff. Okay, so just to recap, in case there's any... You guys went up the east or the west side and cleared out most of the shrines. You killed the King of Feathers. You found the entrance to the Tomb of the Nine Gods. You looped back around the north side. So at this point you have, I believe, 6 of the 9 puzzle cubes. Because at marker 18, Nang Nang's shrine, the cube was not there, but Razan C actually gave you guys that cube. And you are in the center of the basically ruined capital district, emerging from that tunnel up into the, we'll say, midday sun at this point. And then you know that 8, 6, and 19 on kind of the southwest quadrant of the map are the locations of the shrines you have not been to.
You mean southeast?
Sure, that is correct. I don't know why I mix up east and west, but yes.
Well, it doesn't help that some of the maps we've used have had the compass rose turned in a strange orientation.
It's almost like they love doing that on purpose in 5th edition books. I don't know. But I'm going to go ahead and say up is north. And yeah, so then the southeast side quadrant, southeast quadrant of map, those are the shrines that you know of that you have not been to.
Well, consulting our excellent quality Kobold map, I'll just point out to the group turns out the Red Wizards don't apparently have any cubes because there's 3 shrines remaining, and we have 6 cubes, which means that we would have all 9.
It does presume that the Red Wizards have not been to this quadrant of the city, but if what we witnessed was their entrance into the city, then I think that's safe to assume.
So I suggest we move with haste to make it to the shrine at 19. And
Sounds
then
good to me.
6, then 8, and then potentially head back towards the Tomb of the 9 Gods.
How exactly are we going to get to number 6?
Well, we'll have to figure that out when we get there.
I can fly.
Yeah, I mean, I can fly, but the rest of y'all are screwed.
So, do you guys beeline to 19? Is that the idea?
Yes.
What
That-
time of the day is it?
It is about noon. I'll say that whole exchange of tracking, getting here, having the audience messing about in the tomb, that was the morning, so it is now midday.
Well, we should probably just take the straightest path down there. Sounds fine.
I like how it's giving feet. I wonder if that's actually to scale. I have no idea. Okay, so I'll say it takes you guys, if you beeline, it takes you about half an hour to...
Yeah.
This area is a little bit more well-worn, at least inside the palace walls. Once you get outside the palace walls, it goes back to that overgrown madness. And then you make it to 19. So, without further ado, does anybody want to do anything before I get into what 19 is?
No.
Lyaukin, you can't talk during this about the actual thing. That's the rule.
Yes, shut up, Lobkin.
God.
Because his group went in a different direction than you guys did, so they experienced stuff in a different order. So that said, as you approach 19, let me pull it up. I think I preloaded this map as well. Whoa! Did I just put us on the Seething Halls? That doesn't even make sense.
Mine didn't move. Oh, now it did.
You guys haven't even been to the Seething Halls, so I don't know how that worked out. That's a different campaign, or a different group. Can I move the map? Okay, I have to reload on my end because you guys are still looking at Bloodbath in front of Nang Nang. Okay. Let's get down. Oh, that's what happened. Okay. Let me fix a minor graphical error. And let me double check the walls and get rid of the stupid walls that don't matter because it always has walls there. You'd think I'd prep this, but of course, no. Okay, so Kellic, Stragi, Sebastian's horse, Sebastian's elk, Teresa. Do you still have your zombies, Teresa?
Yeah, they should still be up.
Cool. Teddy, you still alive? Who knows? Okay, let's see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 player characters. I have Iku, and where's Orvex? Let's find an Orvex. There's an Orvex.
I feel like Orvex has probably lost a lot of the time too, so.
Yep. I did not hear you, Teddy. I think whatever push to
Blank
talk you're
screen.
using, you...
Fresh.
If you scroll to the bottom corner, or maybe if you mouse wheel all the way out, you should be able to see where you are. It's the bottom right corner of the map.
Oh, There it is. It just
Yeah.
took a while.
Yeah, all 9 shrines are on the same map, so yeah, it's fun. And I think I redid the Fog of War at some point, so a lot of the shrines that you guys had seen before might not be visible anymore. Okay, so this shrine from the top. As you approach, there's a pair of needle-like columns marking the entrance to this walled ruin. In the courtyard beyond, which is, I guess, 4 feet wide. That's kind of silly. I love these maps. There's banyan roots enveloping a squat building. The stone doors that seal the entrance are carved with images of snarling bears with long, sharp claws. And there is a plaque above the entrance doorway that, Kellic, you're standing right in front of, that has an inscription in what at this point, even though you can't read it, you recognize as Old Omuan.
I'll just like look up at it and just say Orvex, and then look back as questioningly as a bird can.
So Orvex will walk up and he reads the plaque for a moment and says, "This plaque reads, Obo Laka teaches us to tread warily and stay in the light." I think this is another one of the clues that they put in front of all of these shrines, I suppose.
Interesting. I want to do a perception roll on the front door and see if there's any noticeable traps or like things happening with it that would be damaging.
You don't notice anything particularly distinctive about the doors here. They're just 2 large stone doors like most of the other shrine entrances. Oh.
Well, I will attempt to open one. Let's do the left side. Well, I guess they both open at the same time,
Yeah,
so
it's-
I'll open the doors.
Click the door button. Ba-ba, ba-ba. Oh, hey, that's right. This is weird. Let me move a torch out of here, because that shouldn't be there.
I was literally like, looks like there's a torch.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know why, but there's some weird errors in how this is initially set up. So the door opens. You see in front of you a hallway that extends off to the east. And let me get the quote, and I'll paste it in chat so that you guys can see it. There we go. There's the quote. And as you walk into that hallway, Kellic, you see a dark corridor. You have dark vision, so the walls of this corridor are covered with painted reliefs showing Omuan people hunting, harvesting fruit, planting crops, crafting weapons, feasting, fighting, weaving, and skinning animals. From where you're standing, you can see a couple of empty torch brackets in this hallway. Underneath each relief that you can see, so there's, I think, 2 that you can see. Those are the little gray, kind of like right here and right here. Those are both reliefs. There are torch brackets under each of those.
Okay, well, as I walk to here, I'll check out both of those reliefs to see if there's a trap attached to either of them.
You do not notice any traps attached to those.
And then I will light a torch, and I will put it into the torch bracket on this side.
I will do the same in the torch bracket on the other side.
Cool. There's one light source. There's another light source. Let me make them actually light sources that have color. smarter DM would have prepped for that scenario, but I didn't think of it. Whoa. Tone that down a little bit. Let's make it a torch. And update. Cool. So you guys have placed 2 torches into the brackets.
Okay.
Yaza walks in.
You see the murals there.
So as I keep walking in, can I just use my passive perception to check for traps as I walk in?
What's your passive perception?
16.
Cool. Yep. Actually, let me just check everybody's real quick. So, Sebastian, you're 13. Kellic, you're 16. Yaza, you are 10. Teddy is 14. And 14 for Teresa. Okay.
I have lots of perception. I see everything.
Yeah, you have a flat perception roll is what you have.
Much perception, very wow.
Exactly.
Oh, passive perception. I don't know what your active perception is, actually. But, yeah.
It's also not. I think it's +1 or might. It's not.
It's probably 0 because your passive perception is 10 plus your perception.
Yeah, I think it is 0.
Yeah, you're not trained in perception and you have wisdom 0, so it's a flat 10.
You mean wisdom 10 for a 0 modifier?
Yes.
Yeah, the
Sorry.
Also, Lyokin, as a warning, in Pathfinder in Pathfinder 2 there are no passive abilities.
I'm going to miss having 22 passive.
I know you are. We
Okay,
got
so
we
as
got
we
1 or
come
2 sessions. Anyway,
As we come into this hallway, I'm assuming these are more reliefs on either side.
yeah, each of those is another relief showing basically some aspect of Omuan life, and each one has an empty torch bracket beneath it.
Okay, well, I will light a torch and put it into each bracket on the right side of the hallway as I go through.
Cool.
I will do the same on the left side of the hallway.
I'm just assuming that you guys all have that many torches, but
Yeah, I'm
Yes,
down to
I-
9 now.
I don't really care.
Oh.
It's not like I've massively tracked consumables before now, but you know.
Oh, I know I have 15 torches, and I know Teddy has you. Okay.
Okay,
I'm now
so
down to 6.
this hallway is now very bright. And there is a doorway at the end of the hallway. Hey, Teddy, have you been trying to say anything? Let me check my phone to see if I have any text messages. Oh, I totally do. Hold on. I totally have text messages from multiple people. Oh my gosh. Okay, that doesn't matter. Oh gosh.
Yeah, Teddy and scheduling. Can you not hear me? I assume not.
Yeah, sorry, Teddy. I'm looking at your text messages now, and no, we have not been able to hear you. Whoa.
Whoops. I went
Okay.
into the wrong.
Yeah, I guess just type in chat, and you're following Ali G. That's the best text autocorrect I've seen in a while. Sorry, his text corrected from along to I'm following Ali G. Like, okay, that's helpful for Dungeons and Dragons.
Well, hey, I mean, following Ali G is the gangster's life.
It's
all
my
right?
friend Boutros Gali. Anyway. Yeah, Teddy, just type in chat, and I guess if I don't see it, just yell at me. Jesus.
Well,
cat.
I opened this door at the end of the hallway.
Sure. So at the end of the hallway, you see a pool in the floor. There is a glorious sun carved on the ceiling directly above that pool of water that you can see. However, the ceiling reflected in the pool doesn't show a sun carving but a moon carving instead. The rest of this room is pretty much a featureless stone rectangle. And you see what I have already described.
But is there a secret door?
There is no secret door in this room.
Right. I feel like there's got to be one in that hallway then.
I can't believe you didn't go into the last secret door you found.
Well, there was a bunch of fucking snake people, alright?
I'm surprised Kelly didn't still go.
Can still go back.
That feels like a more Velnice action, to be honest.
That's true.
Are you going back to search for secret doors in that corridor?
Yes.
Give me a pair of rolls, please. Hey, you find a secret door down here. So all the way down, right by the entrance doorway, you can see the seam of a door as you inspect it in that wall. Let me just double check. Yep, you see the seam of a stone door that appears to open inward into the depths of the temple.
So, like, from here to here?
Correct.
Okay. Well, I will point that out, and then I'm assuming, Sebastian, you're pretty strong, right?
I'll push on the door.
Yeah, I'll point it out to him, and
It feels pretty... As you push on it, it does not move at all.
A little help here?
can I do a perception check to see if there's any kind of like trigger or latch or like anything that I can perceive that would open that?
So from the side you're on, you can surmise that this door opens inward into the hallway beyond. You can't see any... You don't see any apparent mechanism on this side of the door to open it. Like, if there is a lock or mechanism of any sort, it is on the other side of the door. I'm going to pause real quick so I can... Okay, great.
Well, with
yeah.
understanding everything that could possibly go wrong, Kellick's just going to jump in.
Awesome. So your head dips under the water and then almost immediately breaks through to air. And you, as soon as I go to the actor layer... Oh, this is annoying. Okay, I'm going to do this in a weird way. I'm going to move your token up here, and then over here, and then down here. And you pop out from a pool with... You kind of fall out and catch yourself on the edge of another round pool in another room. This room has a full moon carved on the ceiling directly above the pool. The walls in this room are decorated with reliefs of Omu and people carrying out daily chores again. As the water ceases splashing and rippling from your passage through the pool, in the pool itself you see reflected a carving of a sun.
Okay. The what are they called?
So everybody else...
Things that are on the wall.
If I lean over the pool and look down into it, do I see Kellick?
Kellick, are you out of the pool or are you still in the pool?
I got out.
So
but
you saw... Go ahead.
After looking around, I would first pick up the torch that I had thrown through, which I assume is going to be here on this other side.
Yeah, it would be.
And I would like to pick that up and light it. And then he should be able to see the light from the torch start coming through.
Oh, that's
I would
good,
assume.
yeah. So, Sebastian, you don't see Kellic, but you do see the image of the moon on the other side that was pretty dark before. Now you see sputtering torchlight illuminating it from the other side.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
I want to attempt to take a sample of this water.
You may certainly do so.
Yeah, because I've got an empty water skin here.
Cool. You can fill it up.
And
And when I put that empty water skin into there, does the water stay in the bag?
Yeah, it does. I think, Yaza, you were going to say something?
yeah, I just wanted to know. I didn't remember what was in this room or didn't hear the description, like the one that we're in currently, just so I know what it looks like.
Yeah, so the room that you're in, it's a bare room. The only features are the pool of water you can see, and then on the ceiling directly above the pool of water is a carving of a sun that kind of matches the size of the pool. The pool itself, when you look at the reflection, is showing a moon instead of a sun. Kellic, you're seeing the reverse. You're seeing a moon on the ceiling and a sun in the water. When Teresa fills her water skin, you can see kind of part of a water skin blurb into the water. And I think, Kellic, you were starting to ask me something about...
You said there's reliefs on the walls in this room, right?
Yes.
Do they have torch brackets?
There are no torch brackets in this room. Let's see, your passive perception is 16, so you notice a couple of things. You notice a secret door, or at least a seam of a door in the wall to the south of you. And I'm just trying to check one other thing. And so this whole room, all the walls are painted with reliefs of various day-to-day stuff.
Oh, but it's not like the ones that were in the hallway.
Thematically, they look the same. Sorry, I'm just reading descriptions. I think it's more that, like, from a cursory look at it, everything looks like probably the same artist or artists painted all of these reliefs. You don't notice that anything's like identical to the other room.
Okay. Well, I will, after seeing the like seam for the door over here.
Yep.
I'll walk past the pool here and just kind of like look to see if I can see any other faces peering back at me from the other side.
Is anybody in the other room peering over the edge of the pool into the pool?
I jumped into the pool.
Okay, well, I'll motion to them to come through. Like, just, like, kind of motion to them, like, come on.
So, Yaza, you pop through. Just to kind of go in order, Sebastian, what did you say?
Said I was also diving into the pool.
Okay, Sebastian, I'll move you over. Teresa, what did you say?
I was saying I was going in with my zombies. The zombies will go first, just in case. And then I will go in.
I'm just moving tokens in a slightly weird pattern just to try and preserve everything in this place. So I've got zombie, Sebastian, Kellic, Yaza. Yeah, I think I got everybody. Teddy, do you dive through? And Teddy will also pop through. Okay, yeah, Sebastian, there is a door there. Sorry, that's just a normal door.
And for the door that I see over here,
yes.
Does it appear, can I tell if it opens from here to here or the other way around?
So are you percepting it or inspecting it or anything?
I will percept it, I suppose. There we go.
Sure. So what you see on this wall is a relief. So kind of the wall that is the door, or the door in the wall. I'm good at
Uh-huh.
English. It has a relief of a figure crafting a key. Beyond that, you can just see the seams of where you think this door maybe opens into the hallway beyond.
Crafting a key. Okay. Does the character or the figure crafting the key appear to be any kind of special person or creature, or like have any identifying features or anything?
There is nothing about this particular figure that looks different from any of the other Omuans on the various reliefs. So no, there's nothing particularly interesting about this figure. It's just the chunk on the door is a figure crafting a key. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
Sebastian, you rolled a perception check. 1 second, Kellic.
I'm checking this door.
You do not perceive anything out of the ordinary on the door.
I attempt to open the door.
It opens. Kellic, were you going to ask another question?
I was just gonna ask if anybody could come over and inspect the door and see if they can find a way to open it. Because I'll point it out and ask people to come over and take a look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll go.
Teresa, you want to cast Detect Magic in the area?
Yeah, I will do ritual detect magic. I'm just trying to see, besides this obvious conjuration thingamajig here, is there anything else, like on the door or in the walls or in the area we're at?
Yep, I'm looking. Okay, I'll come back to investigation rolls in a second. Okay. How thick are these walls? Sorry, I'm just reading through to make sure. I will say from beyond where Sebastian is, let me just double check my schools of magic real quick because I'm making this up. It doesn't actually say this in the book. Because of course it doesn't.
No, why would the book do helpful things like that?
Why would any module ever have magical effects that they don't actually describe which school of magic it is? Because I have to now make it up. Sorry. It's not conjuration, it's not that. Transmutation. You get a faint sense, because I can never remember the schools of magic, because I don't know why I'm a nerd for most of my conscious life, but I can never remember all the schools of magic. You get a sense, a faint sense from through the. You just get it through the wall, barely, of the area past Sebastian, that there is some sort of transmutation magic coming from that room. From the door in front of you, or the secret door, the locked door, whatever it is, you do not detect any magical effects on that door. Investigation. Just say less than 5 feet. What's less than 5 feet, Teddy? Or were you talking about my question about the wall? Okay, so for what it's worth, Detect Magic cannot pass through. It has a 30-foot range, and it cannot pass through more than a foot of stone.
Yeah.
So I was just talking to myself about how thick that wall was between where the room where Sebastian has partially revealed and where you guys are now. That was my thought process, because of course I think out loud. I could have a whole discussion about how they designed detect magic, but that's cool. Anyway, so for the investigation checks, Yaza, you really don't notice anything beyond there's a relief on that wall. Kellic, it seems that the figure crafting the key, it looks like the key looks slightly odd in the wall to you. Almost as if it might be possible to push it.
Yeah. I'll push the key and see if anything happens.
The door opens.
The door opens.
Q, I don't remember how I ran this for Sereth, but Lyokin is probably screaming in Australian right now.
Something about bloody wanker.
I'm just going to open the door. No. Wall direction, door, update wall. There we go. And beyond, you see
like a red kangaroo.
you see a cobweb-filled door. For what it's worth, they tried. I'll talk about it later. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
I wanted to see if there was any traps that I could see. That's probably not going to do so well.
You don't notice anything. Secret passage. This passage is choked with dust and webs. It's clear that no one has been through here in years. You do not detect any... The zombie is checking for traps? You're just going to send the zombie forward? Sorry, Teresa, you're speaking as
I
zombie.
don't know why other zombies.
Because you clicked the zombie token last, so you're speaking as zombie. Like, here, watch, I can do this. You're investigating. So perception is finding traps, although I tend to play loose with investigation or perception. But that said, so far, yeah, Kellic, Teresa, you don't notice anything besides all the cobwebs and dust in here.
What's in this alcove over here?
Which alcove?
Right next to me.
To be honest, nothing. I don't know
Whoever
why.
said they were Yaza under Yaza, they're not it. Not Yaza.
Ha 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 ha. I can do that. I am your god.
Okay,
Anyway.
well, I'll just sit here and then turn back.
So, okay, as you
And
get
say-
there, sorry, just to time out this. So, those two little loopy bits, I don't know why those are on the map. There's nothing there. It's just, that's how. I could talk about Schley maps versus. I think Schley got an incomplete draft of this module before he drew the map, so they changed it afterwards. Kellic, as you get to that point, you see that you see the backside of the secret doorway that you found in the main hall. There are 3 bronze rods, basically, in little hooks locking that door shut. Does that make sense?
Yep. Well, I'll go and remove said hooks. Well, let me before I do that, I want to look to see if there's any traps, which I don't see anything on those. So I'm just gonna go fucking remove them because I don't see anything.
Cool. You do so. Sebastian, you are entering the next room. Let's see here. Yeah, so you have removed those bars and they clatter to the floor. Sebastian, as you move into that room, let me read that for you. So there are 8 torches illuminating this room. The light washes over a floor mosaic, which is this thing. That mosaic shows 2 creatures locked in combat, a small bear with sharp claws, and a rabbit with a spiral horn on its forehead, which you would recognize as an Almiraji. Or an Almiraj, sorry. In the middle of the room, there is a robed figure stands next to a waist-high pedestal atop which rests a stone cube. The figure is bald and has one hand on the cube. It takes you a moment to realize that the figure touching the cube is a statue, and let me show that.
I feel like I should recognize that portrait.
Your character would not recognize that portrait, for what it's worth. If you
Okay.
if you have seen that art before, then it is probably entirely coincidental, unless there is super deep Forgotten Realms lore that I don't know.
Okay.
That,
Which-
nothing's
the-
holding it shut now.
I mean, if I saw the picture, I might be able to recognize it, but it's been a while since.
Are the torches continual flames, or are those like lit torches that got to get refreshed every hour?
I don't know if you would know the answer to that question at this point. Does that make sense? Like, there are lit torches
Yeah,
in
yeah.
here, but
Right.
in character, I don't think you would know if these are continual flame or if they need to be relit.
In character, I asked that question out loud.
I wonder.
Yaz is gonna try and pick up one of the torches.
It easily comes out of the torch holder.
Take this one.
Are you inspecting the statue?
Yes.
So as you look at the statue without rolling anything, this looks like a red wizard of Thay. And his hand is touching the cube, and he is stone. Perception-wise, I think... Is there anything in specific? Nope, I think that description pretty much tells you everything. His hand is resting right above the stone, and he is, or the cube, and he is, assuming that this is a person, he is stone.
Right.
Does he look like he's like scared or that he's afraid of something? Like with his facial expression?
So the expression on the face of the statue is basically just looking at the cube. Almost like if you were reaching out, like, I don't know. I have a beer on my desk and I'm looking at it, and if you can see my video, I'm just like, I have grabbed my beer, except he didn't get to the grabbing part, he just got to the touching part.
Mhm.
He does not have an expression of horror or shock. He just has kind of a blank expression.
Greater Restoration, I think, is a 5th level spell.
Oh, hey.
So,
I never turned off the Fane of the Night Serpent background music, but whatever.
Alright, so Arm figured out this puzzle, so let's see if we can figure this out. Is there anything at the end of the north hallway?
Just a stone wall.
Is there anything on the altar?
So there's no altar, that's just the mosaic in the floor. Again, that's why I said, like, I feel like the artist they gave for these maps got a partial draft of what these were supposed to look like, because every mosaic is drawn that way, and they all look like altars. But they're all mosaics laid into the floor.
Gotcha. What was the mosaic one more time? I'm sorry.
The mosaic in here is 2 creatures locked in combat, a small bear with sharp claws and a rabbit with a spiral horn on its forehead. And just to maybe fast forward a little bit, I'm assuming in traveling around you guys have spoken to Orvex about the legend of the 9 trickster gods and
Yes.
This would be Flail, Snail, Eblis, Commandant, Zorbo, and Almiraji. Okay, so here is basically the relevant legend in the chat box. So, if it hasn't become obvious yet, each of these shrines is to one of the trickster gods, and the mural in the shrine is always the mural of the trickster god, and in most cases, it's opposed trickster god. So I posted this legend. This is Obolaka. Obolaka is the Zorbo, which is kind of like a clawed angry panda bear thing. Yeah. For what it's worth, I might have screwed up one of the shrines and posted the Zorbo thing instead of a different one, but I'm not sure how much it actually matters.
So where's the Almirage and the Zorbo?
Or the square.
So that
but
rectangle.
are they on the opposite side? Or are they like fighting?
Yeah, so this particular mural is just showing basically the bear Zorbo thing fighting the rabbit with a spiral horn. There's actually there's no specific orientation given.
Okay. Is it dark over the mural? Even though there's light everywhere in this room, is this kind of a darker area?
No, the whole room is very well lit. Do I have light sources in here? Let me just double check. Oh, well, oops. Sorry, I didn't put light sources in this room. So that was silly. Sometimes, because I'm prepping two different worlds, I forget to prep one or the other. So I apologize for that. But there we go. 8 torches in this room. It's very bright. For anybody that doesn't have low light vision, you should be able to see everything now. But yeah, the whole room is very well lit.
Did somebody open the secret door down here?
I just took the bars out, so it will open, but I didn't open it yet.
I'm going to
I attempt to open the secret door.
You are able to pull it towards you.
Neat.
Neat.
Yeah, I'm gonna just put the torch.
What was the symbol on the ceiling in this room again?
Okay, so the symbols on the ceiling, in the room you are in, the symbol on the ceiling is a moon. The other room is a sun. Yaza, you were asking a question too?
Yeah, I was just gonna put the torch kind of on the mural that is in this room.
So you take one of the torches and put it on the mural?
Yeah, I took this torch over.
Cool. You do so, and the torch burns atop the mural.
I dive into the pool.
Cool. At this point, I can easily move you because you revealed everything. So you pop out on the other side.
And there's a sun on the ceiling?
Yes, and yeah.
Okay. And then I circle around this way through the secret door that is telling me it's a wall.
Oh, well, let's just open the door. You got to click on the door button. Is it hidden?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. What do I know? Door. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that.
And then I come back in the room and I attempt to grab the cube.
Wait, I was going to.
Oh,
Okay,
well,
with
if you tell me
dagger.
wait before I touch it, then I will wait.
Right, I wanted to see what happens when I try to move it with my dagger, instead of just physically touching it.
Okay, so if you push it with your dagger, it moves. Do you knock it off the pedestal, or do you just kind of shove it around the pedestal?
Does anyone have a bag or a container to put it in?
It can go in my pack with all the other cubes.
Alrighty, open the pack. I'm gonna shove it into the bag.
Okay. I hold open my backpack by the side of the pedestal.
Alright, I start poking it with my dagger, trying not to touch it here.
Okay, yeah, you are able to knock it into the bag.
Immediately, I look around to see if there's anything happening around the room.
Nothing has changed.
Well, that was simple, she'll say.
All right,
This
we have a
poor
cube.
sod should have thought of that. So he's completely turned to stone, right?
Correct. You see a statue in front of you.
Oh, that's too bad.
Including his clothing, his gear, everything. Is one solid stone statue.
Yeah, I was gonna see if I could lift something off.
Could I nick his spellbook perchance?
Yeah.
This has come up before. Yes, he is completely stone.
But if we turned him back from stone, then I shot him in the back of the head instantly.
I don't think that 5e has coup de grace rules. It just has
It does not.
It just has advantage on prone creatures.
So we
Well-
lay him down from him because he's
There is a
stone.
condition that makes hits automatic crits,
Which one is that?
or some hits.
Isn't it prone?
I
If
mean-
you hit while prone, it's an automatic crit. You like have advantage, and it's an automatic crit.
So
You
what's
do it-
funny though is
you-
since I'm a ranged character, prone actually is the opposite for me, and it gives them like partial cover.
Yeah, if you're prone,
It's actually
you
harder
don't
to
get
hit them when they're
advantage.
down.
Should we really start
Yeah.
me off on complaining about 5th edition rules?
Paralyzed.
No,
One of the
I'm-
items is
No, I
any
already
attack
moved on with my life
creature
and
is a critical hit if the attacker is within 5 feet of the creature.
Yeah. That's paralyzed as the auto crit.
Yes,
Yaza
if you're within
left.
5 feet.
Sorry, there were like 3 people talking at once. I didn't hear most of it. Yeah, okay, cool. So I think everybody. Oh, Teresa, are you leaving?
I'm trying to leave.
Cool.
just
I'm
the
just gonna
map.
move us back to the main map then, if that's all the same, instead
Yeah,
of forcing you to
that's
walk
fine.
out. Because forcing you to move through walls is not necessarily fantastic content. Let's see, what is it? 10:58. Okay. Back to Omu. Oh, my map is all screwed up on my cameraman. So let's fix that. Hey. Okay.
Once we are outside the shrine, I want to open up my backpack and reach in and pull out the cube.
Oh, that's weird. I'll resolve that in just a second. Sorry, I was just getting something to work on my end. Okay, nothing happens. Besides, you grab the cube, which I think is actually severely disappointing, but I'm going to run it rules as written.
Grim's like, I really want to fuck you up. I really want to fuck you up right now.
I don't know. I feel like it specifically says until the puzzle cube is removed from the shrine, and you have removed it from the shrine. So, yeah, nothing happens.
So you're fine.
You're fine. I don't find that satisfying. But that's just me.
That's because you're
That's fair.
that's
He
because you're a
had big
GM.
plans. Yeah.
Well, also because I don't know.
Because you like fucking with your players. I get it. It's fine.
I think it's because Obalaka's Shrine, I think, is the best actual puzzle in all the shrines. But that's fine. It doesn't matter. You guys found a way to short circuit the puzzle, and that is also fantastic. By the way, this is not at all how the other group solved the puzzle. So that's a fun side note.
I'm thinking they threw it back through the portal because they couldn't get through the secret door.
We stuffed it in a chest and walked out.
No, the best part was not that... Or did you shove the cube in the chest, or did you shove all the torches in the chest?
Both.
Yeah, they knocked the cube. No, you shoved all the torches into the chest, and then like sprinted it to the pool, threw it through the pool because they didn't push the key on the door. That was the
Right.
piece that was missing, and so they couldn't get through because I didn't let Lyokin Stone shape through the whole secret door because I'm a dick. There's a reason I did that, Lyokin, I promise. It may not even be relevant because we're going to convert to Pathfinder, but anyway.
We got through it anyway, but so
You guys got through it. I was trying to train you to think of using something besides stone shape. How's that for an answer? Because
there is the fact that the centaur has an effective 32 strength for pushing on stuff.
and that's why bronze rods. I don't think you can break bronze rods. Doesn't matter how strong you are.
I was going to ask if they were immovable rods, because that would be pretty cool.
Honestly, I think 3 bronze rods are actually stronger than 1 immovable rod.
It could be.
Because an
So anyway,
immovable...
I was thinking we should try and go to the 6th shrine on its lava island.
Because Kellic doesn't want to hear me talk anymore. So do you guys want to go to 6?
Sure.
Yeah. Well, how do we get to 6?
Okay.
I've heard you talk way too many times, Grim.
That's so rude.
Hey, you know what? We're here so everybody can have fun, so if I need to shut up, I'm fine with that. Also, because I'm talking to Lyokin, who is not even in this party, and that's probably less than satisfying. Okay, so you guys get down here. Let me get to Shrine 6.
He was just so disappointed
The
that
question is, how do we get there?
Yeah, I'm trying to get to... okay, so description of 6 from where you guys are standing. So there's a column of rock rising 200 feet above the lava. There is a walled rune overgrown with palm perches on the summit. At the narrowest point between where you're standing and that area, it is a 60-foot gap. I'm also going to take a moment and say, I know I took a quick break. Does anybody else need to take a quick break before we probably get to the last thing of the session?
Yowza does.
yeah,
Yeah,
just
a
a
little
couple
bit
minutes.
is fine.
Cool. Let's maybe just take a quick break, and I'll start us back up when everybody's back. Just to... Yeah. Ba-boop. We are back. And you guys are standing on the... near the edge of the cliff overlooking the shrine beyond. To reiterate, it's about a 60-foot gap at the narrowest point.
6-0 foot gap.
Yes, 6-0.
Well, I have a 50-foot rope. Other people also have 50-foot ropes. We
That's what
could
I was
fashion a rope bridge.
I can fly over to the other side and anchor it.
What?
It's
Oh
true.
my gosh. Rope. I'm just sitting here trying to think, what do I have that we can use? Because I didn't pick up the fly spell.
I have rope too. So.
Yeah, we could just use rope. I have rope as well.
Tie a triple surgeon's knot.
I'd be dead.
So you
Joe tried. He tied a
So,
knot.
so I've heard that we have 3 ropes. Do we have a 4th?
Do we need more than 100 or 150 feet of rope?
Well, I'm trying to exceed 180 feet of rope.
For any particular reason?
My idea is to tie all the ropes end to end and then string it back and forth so that there are 3 strands going across the gap.
Or just like maximum
well,
rope.
I
Just
have a
so
rope
that,
as well,
like,
so
you
I
could
will.
grab one with the hand, and step on the other one as you cross.
Oh, so 2 are higher and 1 is on the bottom?
So like a V.
Yeah, well, yes.
So like rope bridge that you can then handhold across for maximum safety.
Yes.
We're gonna
Okay,
need
well,
some
I
on the
have
other side.
50 feet of rope as well.
Okay.
So, yeah, I will take one end of each of the ropes, and I'm assuming someone else is going to hold it on this side, yeah?
Yeah, I'll hold it.
Okay.
Well, my whole thought on tying them all end to end to end is because one 50-foot rope doesn't actually cross the chasm.
Yeah, it's a 60.
Right.
So we'd tie one end off here, you'd fly it over, find a way to loop it around something there, fly back, loop it again here, fly across again, and tie the other end off. And we do some sort of jury rigging to make the V shape happen.
Oh, okay. Well, I will take the rope then, after they are tied together, and take that end, and I want to first look over at this edge, like on the island side, and see if there is anything which appears to be dangerous or damaging.
So you see, let's see, from the north edge of the island. I'm gonna say that there's nothing particularly outstanding because you can kind of see from where you're surveilling like the north half of the island. I'll say, and you don't really see any evidence of anything besides trees fighting to survive against the noxious fumes coming up from the lava pit below.
Okay, and we're like right here, right?
I'm not seeing you ping, but like you guys are kind of where the party token is, and I'm assuming you're flying like right to the edge of this tip. Does that make sense? Are the pings working okay?
Are
Yes,
you
I see
pinging
your
like
pings.
way the fuck up by 11 and 12? Because that's what it looks like to
No.
me.
I think maybe try reloading your map real quick. Sometimes this whole map like shifts funny, and I
Yeah,
don't
Yeah.
understand.
That happened to me just now. I had to reload.
I had to reload to make the party token show up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't
Okay,
see it right
well-
now either.
So we're at the building that's just directly north of that island, right?
Sure. Yeah. Like just draw a line from the north to the tip of the island on the north side of that pillar island thing, and that's kind of the shortest gap,
Okay. Well,
which I think
I
makes
will.
sense.
I will. Yeah. Now it's actually where it's supposed to be. So if I ping right there, do you see that? That is Azora's though, so I'm on the right
Nope,
fucking
I got
thing.
it. I got it.
Okay. Well, so I will then start flying over. Let me. I can't roll, so I'm not logged into Kellic anymore. God damn it. So yeah, I'll just fly over and try and find something to anchor the rope to.
Yeah, there's plenty of trees and kind of hardy shrubs that have managed to keep growing around here that you could, with reasonable certainty, anchor to.
Okay, well, I will loop it around the largest tree, which I can find,
Cool.
at the lowest level I can, so it's like the foot level one.
Yeah.
And then I will fly back to the town, or back to the party, and see if there's anything maybe on the side of the building that I could anchor it to.
Sure. I mean, for the purposes of figuring this out, yeah, you can find anchor points.
Okay, well, I will do all of said anchor points and build said bridge by flying back and forth.
Cool. Bridge is built.
All right, and then I will fly back to the island.
Okay.
Does anyone want to come join me?
I will cross the bridge.
I will.
Yeah.
Do we have to roll like athletics or something?
No, I'm not interested in trying to have you
You
accidentally
don't want to
fall.
make us fall to our death in lava?
No, I think you guys have put sufficient effort into figuring out how to cross this that I'm not going to try and just kill you by falling into lava. Let's see
That'd be
here.
like so bad. That'd just be shitty.
I'm not that punitive. Let's see here. Okay.
Thank God this isn't like real life.
Yeah. Believe it or not, I actually try to find ways for you guys to succeed, even if it doesn't seem like it sometimes.
I believe.
I'm gonna say your mounts have to stay behind.
That's fair.
I'm also gonna say Orvex and Iku just decide to kind of chill out on the other side. I mean, obviously Iku could fly if she needed to, but yeah.
Right.
So
Well, I mean, it would be bad if somebody came behind us and cut down our rope bridge.
that would be very bad.
I mean, would it be though? Because I can get off.
Well, I mean, I'm sure you get off all the time.
Oh boy.
I try to.
Ugh.
I'm getting a death glare over here.
He's got the gin and juice in that cup tonight. Okay,
I'm
so
just
you,
putting down the tokens here from my
Can the zombies cross the bridge?
I forced them to.
I feel like the zombies are kind of retarded and may not make it across the fucking
Yeah,
rope
you
bridge.
gotta be pretty dexterous.
I mean, I'm gonna say sure because I don't care too much. Sorry, I have 2 Tressums and no zombies, so I deleted 1 Tressum and I'm gonna just dump 2 tokens for your zombies just to get it looking right on my end. Hopefully that worked.
Okay, I'll remove that.
She was using the Tressum tokens as proxy zombies.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Well, these are zombie Teresa's on my end, so let me just double check. Teresa, you should be able to control those zombies. Can you move one of those? Yay! Oh, I see what the challenge is here. Well, it's hard to see with all the folders sometimes what's going on. NPCs. Party NPCs? No, what folder were they in? Named NPCs? Good God, I'm not going to figure it out right now. They're on the map. I have a couple hundred NPCs in folders, so I'm not gonna try and do that right now. So you guys are now north of the shrine, basically, on this wonderfully hospitable spit of stone.
Well, I'm gonna start walking around the outside of the walls.
Hey, so I don't know who got there, but whoever got far enough around,
I see some people.
yeah, you see some red wizards standing outside of this shrine.
I'm not happy to see these people here.
Why is yours moving?
I used landscape walls again, so if you are behind the shrine, there are 2 walls between you and the wizards. This is trickery. So the shrine actually blocks line of sight to a certain degree, but you can see the top of it, if that makes sense.
I moved that one for a reason.
Are you talking to me or someone else?
No, I'm talking to Alex.
Okay. Hey, Teddy, are you still alive?
I'm rolling stealth for myself and the zombies.
Okay, let me do a private roll.
Okay, well, I also want to use Pass Without a Trace, then.
Okay, please do. So it's a +10 to the stealth roll.
So the worst one is going to be a 20 with Pass Without a Trace active.
Okay, so based on that, and I think Teddy's gone. He's not responding to anything, so I'm gonna assume he's gone. Because I'm not getting texts back from him. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna text him real quick.
Hey, Graham, I think your shadows might be kind of jacked up, dude.
Yeah?
Yeah. Can you see from Yaza's point of view? There's like shade from here.
Yeah, no, I'm
See
looking
here?
at it. That's weird because there are no walls there. Well, screw it. I'm just going to delete the walls that are on the map because obviously they're being weird. But basically, Kellic, you can see 2 wizards. Yaza and Sebastian, you can see 5 wizards. Teresa, I think you can barely make out 1. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I was trying to be creative with Foundry, but I'm feeling like maybe I tried to do too many things at once with it. So, rip. The other thing I deleted the walls. Well, I'm not going to fix them right now. Whatever. So, okay. Sebastian and Yaza. So, Kellic and Teresa, you guys are, at this point, to the best of your knowledge, hidden. What is the range of Pass Without Trace? 10 feet? 30 feet. Okay, so you guys are all kind of... You guys are hidden. Nobody really knows you're there. Not even, actually, Yaza and Sebastian, I don't think, would know you're there without an active perception roll. Yaza and Sebastian, you have walked up and encountered this group of the same 5 surviving red wizards that you encountered a month or 2 ago, and then encountered just a day and a half ago. And they are all walking out of this shrine, and they kind of pause and assess the 2 of you without... Whoop. They just kind of pause and assess you guys at this point. They're not actively doing anything, but they have paused to kind of watch what the 2 of you do.
So, did you find anything interesting inside?
Evlona, the one who has spoken mostly in the past, is the one at the top of the stairs here, who, for some reason, her name doesn't show. So let me fix that. Because one day, by the time we reach level 20 and we finish this campaign, I will have perfected how to run a campaign on a BTT. Zoom in here. Evlona says, we have found the cube in this particular shrine. I assume you are also here seeking the same?
Yes. Would that be your first or second cube then?
And she raises an eyebrow as you ask her that, and she says, we have a certain number of cubes. I think we are perhaps at a point where we have to have a discussion about how our two parties proceed here in Omu. Would you agree?
I would disagree.
Okay. What do you suggest as an alternative?
Well,
Sorry.
the last wizard we ran into didn't seem to figure out the trap. Do you all think you can figure this one out?
Evlona reaches into her robes and withdraws one of the puzzle cubes and holds it up, looking at it, and puts it back into her robe and says to you, Yaza, I think we have already solved the challenges within this tomb, or this shrine. At this point, I'm assuming you have made better progress than our group has through all of these shrines here in Omu, so as per my promise, I will reiterate, should we discuss how we proceed in this city, or are you seeking other solutions to our potential impasse?
Well, we also have a certain number, but it seems that you may all be ahead of where we are, so I don't know. Is there much to talk about?
I reach into my backpack and I pull out 2 puzzle cubes.
God damn it, Sebastian! I don't say that in a game.
Well, there goes the high ground.
So you have you're showing her 2 cubes, because you have 2 hands, I guess.
Well, that, and I have to one up the Red Wizards.
Oh, you have to one up the Red Wizards. Okay. Kellic, what did you say?
Oh, I was just commenting on the irony of using speech about high ground in a volcano.
So Evlona considers the cubes that you've raised and says, we have collected 2 of the cubes. Obviously, we had some setbacks upon entering this city. I am sure you are aware at this point that anyone who wishes to enter the tomb will require 9 of the cubes. I would suggest that, at least at this point in time, I believe you and we all want to defeat the soulmonger causing the death curse, so one more time, should we consider working together at least to gain entry to the tomb? And then I suppose we will have another discussion to have, but
I think it depends on where you all are. How many more of your party members are out and around?
I am uncertain how many of our people are actually here. and I say that grudgingly, but I was not expecting to encounter Zegmira. And she kind of gestures at one of the two wizards standing in front. Zegmira kind of glowers at this statement. I had assumed that my group was the only one searching Chult for the source of the Soulmonger, but obviously others in Tay have had other decisions to take. So, I can speak for my group, but I cannot speak definitively at this point.
What it is. So, what is it that you would want to do to enter together?
I propose, if you have a sufficient number of cubes, that if between our groups we know we have all of them, then perhaps we make our way to the entrance and see what happens when we enter the tomb.
Can Kellic hear all of this happening?
That's a good question because it's loud here. You're standing above a pool of lava. Make a perception check for me. And I guess Teresa, you do the same.
Okay.
Teresa, I'll say you're able to hear this conversation. Kellic, you're making out bits and pieces of it. Most of what you can make out, Kellic, is that there's kind of a tense negotiation going on right now between Sebastian Yaza and the Red Wizards. If you want to move, the closer you get, the easier it will be to hear what's going on. It's just up to you what you want to do.
I'm going to step in front of Sebastian and, just put my hands behind my back and, to Sebastian, I'm going to, wiggle my finger to be do not, to wiggle it, but, cross it, basically, trying to say, don't you dare say anything. And I'm just going to say, well, I believe there are still more to find here. And so would you be proposing that we search for them together as well?
Sorry, my cats were just making weird sounds. So Evlona, she considers this and says, we have 2 of the puzzle cubes right now. I would ask you if there is any point in us searching other shrines. I think you have been here for far longer than at least my group has been here.
As you said yourself, there are many groups searching for these puzzle cubes. So it is hard to say who has all of them.
And she looks at you and says, well, if there are 9 shrines, I am assuming you can count at least up to 7 and tell me if you have that many cubes.
Well, I don't believe that is true for us. So I ask again, would you be willing to go and search together and find these?
So Evlona considers you and then raises one hand and snaps her fingers. As she does this, all 5 of the Red Wizards notice this and literally levitate into the sky and begin to fly off.
Evlona's bleeding.
Yeah, she is. That's fun.
Is she supposed to be bleeding?
She has technically sustained damage before the particular encounter we're at, so sure. I would have to go look
So-
at the settings for Blood and Guts. So they're flying away right now in a formation. Do you guys do anything?
Well, if they have two cubes, like they just told us cubes, right? Oh yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna shoot at.
I'm throwing my
Nympha.
javelin. As soon as they go to start flying
Well-
away, I throw my javelin.
If
Well, I have
the
a lot
others
of
are
javelin.
going to attack, then so will I.
Okay, so let's hold up. Let's roll initiatives.
That
I'll-
sounds like a good plan.
yeah, let's roll initiatives. I'll say.
What about me for being a surprise attack?
Sure, you can have a surprise attack. But let's get some initiatives. We'll resolve your surprise attack and then go from there. Let me go to turn order. Whoa. I haven't run combat in a while, man. This is crazy. Let's see here. I've
I'm
got...
speedy today.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just rolling some. Well, they rolled fantastic. So, okay, what I'm going to do is say, let's see. Oh, I'm rolling privately this whole time. That's confusing.
Yeah, but we can see it in the battle
combat.
order.
Yeah, I
Combat
know.
tracking.
I just don't want to still be rolling privately. Okay, so here's how we're going to do this. I'm going to say Yaza and Kellic, and let's see, Teresa. You said you wanted, well, yeah. So the three of you can get an attack off. I'm going to say it's like one action. It's not some crazy thing. And then we're going to actually start combat. Does that make sense? So let me scroll up. Okay, so Javelin, Yaza. Who did you throw the Javelin at?
I would have tried
You're
to.
doing this like right as they start to levitate, right?
Yeah.
She got a crit, so I'm going to give it to her because, you know. So
Well, I'm
which
just
one of them?
So I
talking
would-
about where,
so-
where they are located.
Well, this would have been right when they started levitating, and I realized that their intention was to then leave. So I would have, as soon as they started to levitate, I would have thrown the javelin at Evlona.
Okay, so she'll take that damage. Let me just double check. Okay, cool. So she takes... Am I echoing, or is somebody else talking?
You're not echoing for us.
I'm echoing for me. Cool. Okay, so that's 13 damage on the javelin. And let's see here. Kellic, your longbow, who would you shoot?
I would be shooting at Nifla.
Okay. I'm not gonna count this as your first attack for all of the reasons that matters, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So she's gonna take 12 damage. Oh, hold on. I did actually do something. Base
I did
AC
it.
becomes 13 plus... Okay, so that still hits, because my armor classes are all wrong. Cool. It's almost like I prepared this. No, don't use mage armor. I already freaking used it. And then, Teresa, did you say you wanted to do something?
Yes. I am going to lightning bolt. Now, how I'm going to angle it is the question. I'm trying to hit as many people as I can.
I'm going to say you can hit 2. And just...
Yeah, I was thinking these bottom two right here.
I'd say probably in the configuration you could probably hit either Nifla and Konax or Zegmira and Gerdax. So like if you imagine those bottom 4 are in an X, you could hit one of the X directions.
Okay, well then we'll do it like this here. Well, yeah, from my position right here, I don't know how many people I can hit, but I'm gonna aim.
I'm kind of playing it weird. I'll say you would hit Nifla and Konax, just because we're
That's
kind
fine.
of like, yeah. So lightning bolt. Can you roll that for me? Just so I think, is there a save on lightning bolt or isn't there?
It's a deck save.
Okay, so let me do a dex save on Nifla. Is that the save? That's the save. Okay, so the DC is
Oh,
16.
that's terrible.
So
What is
Nifla
that?
passes her DC. And Konax. Whoa. fails. Okay, so
Nice.
how does this work?
It's saber
Half on saber half. Okay, so Konax will take half of 27, which is 28 divided by 2 is 14. So he takes 14 damage. No, Konax takes the full
Yeah,
damage. Sorry, he
didn't
takes
Oh,
miss
next
it.
week's damage, yeah.
minus 13. Okay, so Konax is looking pretty rough. That slams into him real good. Nithla, on the other hand, doesn't take anywhere near as much damage. Those fucking templates are ridiculous. She takes 14 damage. Okay, and then let me go to the measurement tab, get rid of that. And boom. So we're in an interesting case here because they were moving as you guys were flying. So for what it's worth, the temple is about 15 feet tall in the middle. Actually, it's probably closer to 20 feet tall. Just so that's a big 20-foot building, and they were kind of flying away as you guys did all this. So basically right now, Yaza and Sebastian, you can see those wizards. Kellic and Teresa, they've kind of passed beyond your line of sight, so your initial attacks hit them. But at this point, you know they flew mildly up and behind, and that's where they're at. So, yeah, Kellic, there you go. Oh, there's turn markers now. So that's cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I was wondering what that was.
Yeah, it's a turn marker.
So yeah, I'll use my 50-foot fly ability.
Yep.
Which is just like I can do that once turn.
Yep, that's your movement.
And then bonus action Hunter's Mark on Nithla.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna start shooting the shit out of her. So first attack has the extra bonus.
Yep.
If it hits, which
A 13 will not hit her.
so I actually before that I'm gonna use Minor Boon of the Archer to add a d6 to that.
Oh, look at this guy using the boon. I think you're the second person to actually use the boon.
Oh, come
Ooh.
on.
I'm sorry. Let's see. Her A dex bonus is 2. Nope, that doesn't hit. That is 1 shy of hitting her.
Fuck me. All
Sorry.
right, well, there goes my extra damage. Rip. Alright, well.
27 I'll hit. Hunter's Mark for 4. So that is 12 damage to her.
15.
Oh, yeah, because I don't know how to count. That's cool.
I was like, what?
20 will hit. And 9 damage plus Hunter's Mark. That's 13 damage. So for that first attack bonus, where is that? Is that Dread Ambusher?
Yes. At the start of your first turn each combat, walking in, if you take the attack action, you can make 1 additional attack that deals an extra 1d8 of the weapon's type damage on hit.
So I think historically we've always added that 1d8 to your first attack.
Yeah, it kind of looks like it's the last one, actually.
I would say going forward we should probably apply that to the third attack, not the first attack, but I'm going to say can we apply that proactively, because up until now we've always applied it the other way. Does that make sense?
Sure. So we're not going to count it this turn, but next
Not this combat, but
do
next
that.
combat and every other combat, apply that to your
Work-
third
yeah.
attack.
Works for me.
Cool. Just because then it's consistent.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh, can you click enter for me? Thanks.
Cool. It is Nithla's turn. And let's see. Teresa, you attacked, right? So your stealth is broken.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Well... Sorry, I did everything else, but I didn't. Let's see here. Is there a DC? There is a DC. Nithla is going to let loose. She is going to target Yaza. I'm going to say... What's the range on this? The range on this is 150 feet. Cool. Nifla is going to cast Chain Lightning on Yaza. So you need to make a dexterity saving throw. And I think the order of operations here is Yaza, Sebastian, Kellic. So each of you needs to make a dex saving throw.
My aura bonus is a +4 to saves. If that's stronger than yours, Yaza, that will affect your save.
Wait, what did you say?
My aura is a +4 bonus to allies within 10 feet on all saves. Aura
So you
of
get a
protection.
16 instead then.
Oh, okay. Then
And I don't think that is being applied right now. So
Right. But hers is probably being applied because D&D Beyond adds it to your save values. So if your aura is +3 and mine is +4, your save would go up by 1.
So still
yeah,
fail.
but still fails it.
okay, so then that's let's see here. So I think the way this cascades out is that's 49 damage to Yaza, and then 25 to Sebastian and Kellic.
What was the
The DC was
DC on the save?
15.
Okay.
So it's
So
half.
it does the same damage to everybody?
No, it does 49 to Yaza, 25 to Kellic and Sebastian as the electricity arcs between the three of you.
I didn't
No.
mean to do the channel divinity. I was looking at it and then it clicked it. So
Okay. Cool. 1, 2, 3.
That
Yeah,
hurts
okay.
more than a bit.
And that is, let's see, and then Nifla is going to... What is she going to do? What is her fly speed right now? I think it's 50, okay. She is going to get herself...
Are they flying or levitating?
They're flying. They levitated up and then started flying away. And she ducks down behind the shrine. And that makes it Sebastian's turn. They're about 25 feet off the ground right now.
Alright. Oh, I gotta switch to my selection. I'm gonna step forward 10 feet and then cast Misty Step. Which should let me hop up to the corner of the building here.
Sure. Technically no, but I'm going to say yes.
Well, my question is if diagonals don't cost extra movement, then going up diagonally shouldn't cost extra movement either.
That's why I'm saying technically no, but sure.
Yeah.
Because this is the one edge case where it might matter.
And then rest of my movement to here. And
Are you trying to
I
reach to
will-
Gerdax?
Well, I don't have a reach weapon.
Oh, spear doesn't have reach? Okay, cool.
No, it does not. It's one-handed. And does not have reach. So, no, I'm just trying to get close so that I can maybe do something on my next turn if they don't all get away. Because the thing I really want to do would cost another bonus action, but it didn't have enough range.
Fair.
So I will pull out a javelin and throw it at Evelona.
Okay. 16 will just hit for 6 damage. And yes, to your point, she was moderately injured before this fight started. It is Yaza's turn.
Okay.
Oh!
Yeah.
I took less damage. I just remembered. I have... Let me find it. Aura of Warding. You and friendly creatures within 10 feet of you have resistance to damage from spells. So I should have taken half of 25, and Yazo should have taken half of 49.
So Yazo would take 25 and you would take 12. So add 12 to yourself and Yaza add 25 hit points.
How big is that range?
10 feet.
10, yeah.
Sadly, you were not close enough.
Yep, that's fine.
I also moved Teddy over just to add him into the order so I can play him.
Okay.
Alright, yeah, so Yaza is also going to see. Because they're 20 feet up in the air, right? You said?
Yeah, but we're playing fast and loose with diagonals right now. So I guess unless you're trying to make a melee attack.
No, I was gonna throw more.
Throw more javelins?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. I'm going to put you right here just so that you're on the ground because I don't think you can jump 20 feet in the air.
No, I was just trying to get closer.
Yeah.
as
I'm just
far
going to
as
put you
I could.
there.
I think that's as far as I could move.
Cool. Who are you javelining?
Sure, I think they're 30 feet. Yeah. So the one that's, I guess I could do Zagmira. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, Zegmira.
Yeah. So I'll throw.
Zagmira.
I am also going. I have to tell you ahead of time for Hunter's Mark, right?
You have Hunter's Mark?
Yeah.
Sure enough. Yep, Hunter's Mark is a bonus action. So yep, just cast bonus action on Zegmira and she is Hunter's Marked.
Okay, that's what I do.
So you moved
Yeah,
acted, or moved bonus acted, now would be throw javelin. And a 22 will certainly hit. Plus 1d4.
Okay, oh, okay.
Wait, how'd you get 5?
I don't know.
It's a D4.
It says it's a
It rolled a 1d6.
Weird, whatever. I'm just going with it right now to keep moving, but so I'm going to go with 17 damage, but I don't know why necessarily.
Well, the
that's
spell
what the
descriptions
description-
here says 1d6 damage.
It is 1d6.
Well, there's 17. So that's everything. It is Teresa's turn.
Wait. I can't go again?
Because after this summon it would have been.
Do you have a bonus attack?
She has extra attack, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we'll roll another one.
Well, I'm just going to throw another
Are
javelin.
they
of course.
still in the air?
Yeah, they're still in the air.
Okay.
So 16, was that Zegmira?
Yeah, same one.
She is dead. She falls out of the air to the ground.
Yeah. All right. Now I'm done.
Okay.
I was kind of operating on the theory that I couldn't draw 2 javelins in one turn, even if I had 2 attacks.
I think I've been really inconsistent with that throughout the history of our campaign.
Okay.
And I need to look that up.
Hit the leader with blight.
Cool.
But if I can use my second attack, I would for another javelin on Evlona.
Save.
Well, hold up 1 second. Let's see if it matters, if that makes sense. What's the range of blight? It's...
I have spell sniper, so it's double the range. It's.
Oh, blight hits 1 creature. Okay, cool. Then I
can
will
hit her.
roll a con save. She fails. And you have killed, well, let's see here. Oh, shoot, she is actually resistant to necrotic, so she'll take 16 damage, so she looks, very rough. You have dropped her kind of to death's door. But not.
Does she look like she's concentrating on a fly spell?
These attacks have had no impact on their flight.
Okay, because I was going to say, we're trying to get them to incur a concentration check.
I would say you also notice they all took flight without noticeably casting a spell.
Okay.
So
So they probably have something on them.
possibly.
Okay.
So that's
Out in my turn.
and the zombies
Yeah.
just move.
Yeah, they just moved. And I'm going to go to bed here, so good night.
Okay, take care. Evlona, can she do anything interesting? She can certainly do that. Oh, yeah, she's gonna do that because she's not dumb. Evlona casts, opens a magical portal in front of herself and zips through it and disappears off the battlefield.
So then it would matter whether or not I got a second javelin.
Sure, roll your second javelin.
Yeah, because I was looking at it,
Oh.
it says range is.
Never mind. So to retcon what happened here, let me get an Evlona token back. Sorry, I forgot that, Sebastian.
Yep.
Okay, so Evlona was there. Yeah, so your javelin hit her and dropped her to death's door. Teresa's blight actually killed Evlona. And she collapses to the ground. So she is at 0. Sorry, let me look at the
Means
comments.
the cubes are on the ground.
Well, at least one of the cubes, but I think it's safe to assume both of them are on the ground.
Yeah, are they on the ground? That's what I want to know.
Well,
You
they're
don't
on.
you don't really know right now.
We know that one is on Evlona's person, and I don't think Evlona is the kind of person to spread the wealth, as it were.
Oh, didn't want to do that. Oh, interesting. I did set them up this way. Cool. So Konax, in a rage, is going to, because you are the closest one he can see, Sebastian, he is going to...
Cry me a river.
Huh?
I said Konex can cry me a river.
He's going to... who hit him last? Was that you, Yaza?
I think it was Teresa.
Oh, I know. I don't think I hit him at all. I've only hit Zagmira and Evlona.
No, it's
Teresa
Teresa.
hit Konax with the lightning bolt.
Yeah, Konax is going to throw this at Sebastian.
Okay.
He is going to throw a fireball at you, and it's kind of hitting the middle of the top of this thing. So he's thrown it kind of here.
Sure.
So that's, I think, 29 fire damage.
But your resistance
halved
magic,
by my
right?
resistance.
Yeah.
Cool. And then he is going to fly 50 feet over here. And that is Konax's turn. It is Teddy's turn. I think Teddy will move up. What has he got? Let's find something good here. He can't do that. He can't do that. That's 10 minutes. That's not any good. I don't know how the heck you play this. Oh, let's cast Healing Word and let's upcast it a little bit. Take 13 healing, Yaza, from Teddy. And he will, let's see, that is that. And then cantrips. Can he see anyone? He can see Gerdax. He will Sacred Flame Gerdax. And Gerdax gets to make a save. What is that, a DC 15 save? Yeah.
Yep. Makes it.
He passes. So the Sacred Flame does no damage to Gerdax. Because he made a save. And it's a cantrip, so it's a saver. The opposite of save or suck. Okay, so that means it is Gerdax's turn. And as soon as I get off the measurement, I will go to Gerdax. Spellbook. Oh, really? This is the problem with necromancers, man. Oh. So Gerdax is going to fly down. And he is going to cast a spell. I'm not going to show it because I don't want to show it, but Sebastian, you see Gerdax disappear. As he touches down on the ground back there. And it is Kellick's turn.
Now, did he disappear because the building broke the line of sight, or because I saw him, like,
You
he
literally...
was visible and then wasn't?
He was there and then he disappeared. So he did not pass behind the building. He just disappeared.
Alright, so I'm going to fly to here.
Yep.
If I look down, can I still see the corpse right here?
Yeah, so the corpse of Evlona is there. The corpse of Zagmira is here. Konax is flying away to the north. You cannot see anyone else.
Okay, well, I'm just going to shoot Konax then.
Cool. And that is the end of Konax. Your arrow pierces him, and he falls to the ground, twitches, and dies.
Okay.
So who's the one who disappeared?
It's right here. And then I'm assuming the one that's Hunter's marked as well. But I seem to remember that Hunter's mark, I can, like, track where that is if I'm concentrating, which I still am. Mystically mark as your quarry until the spell ends. You deal extra damage. Okay, so I can, if I use Wisdom, Perception or Wisdom survival checks to find it, I get advantage. So, like when they disappeared, are they trying to end combat and escape?
Give me 1 second. Sorry, I'm just looking at how various abilities interact. Sorry, I have to look up. We have multiple overlapping rules right now. Because, you know. So this. So I think the short version is you have no idea what the motivation of the disappearance was. I think Sebastian at the time was the only one who saw him disappear. As far as Nithla goes, she had broken line of sight to you. And her last known position to you is still broken line of sight. So if you want to track her, you certainly could. But I think tracking is... I think that's an exploration ability, not a combat ability. I'm pretty sure.
I was asking if it was still combat to see if I would like run up and try and track them.
Do you have more movement?
No.
Okay. So I mean, for this turn, I think.
Well, I mean 5 feet, but
yeah, I don't think that's going to make a difference right now. Let's see here. Here's how I'm going to play it. I think that's the end of your turn. Let's see what happens here. Yep, okay, that happens. Sebastian, it is your turn.
Did I see any movement of the robes on Evlona's corpse?
Movement of the robes.
Like
no,
if somebody turned invisible and then tried to grab cubes.
No, you didn't see anything. You haven't seen anything happening on Evlona's curse.
Okay.
Blah, blah, blah.
I'm gonna move up to the corner of the building here and look down. Can I see anybody?
Nope.
Um. I moved how far?
The marker shows where you started your turn, which is a nice feature.
Right. 20 feet. I'm gonna cast Moonbeam and place it over Evlona's corpse.
Okay. You do so.
Doo-doo-doo. Moonbeam.
Uh, 5 foot radius. Okay, so yeah, you are moonbeaming the shit out of her corpse.
And that's my turn.
Cool.
Oh, I guess I need to place the
Sure. So it is Yaza's turn.
We're still in combat right now, right? So I know that a couple have disappeared, but I just don't know what happened.
and I guess I should say that I saw what. Well, I can't see either of the two that went behind the building.
You shout
Since
that
that's
out.
relevant information.
Okay.
Oh, you've shout that out though.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm going to Misty Step as far as I. Here, and then I'm also going to go up and then use the rest of the movement to go up on the other side. See if I see anything differently.
Yes, I think you see Evlona's corpse bathed and slowly being degraded by the moonbeam.
I don't think the Moonbeam actually does anything to objects.
I don't know. I'm saying it's just slowly searing her skin with the power of lunar light. Like, I guess if you left a moonbeam for long enough, I'd say it starts destroying stuff, because why not? But I'm...
And,
Anyway,
but I don't see anything else right now, right?
You don't see anyone else from where you're standing. You just see the corpses of Konax, Evlona, and Zagmira.
Alright, well, can I hold my action? I'm going to have a javelin. And if I can see somebody within sight of me.
So if you see a hostile person within range, you attack with a javelin?
Yep.
Cool. Yes, you can do that. I'm sorry, is that the end of your turn?
That's the end of my turn.
Yeah, ready in action is the end of your turn. Okay, sorry. So Teresa will... She's probably got, 30 feet of movement? She comes up by Teddy and can't see anything. She'll ready a cantrip, I think, in case she does. And the zombies will flank her. Let's see here. That person is dead, so let's skip them. Teddy will move up here. Let's see. Y'all are looking okay, so he's... Yeah, we're going to get to this. And I think that is the end of combat. And I think that's also a good place to pause for the night, because it is 12:11. So there
Can
you
I
go.
do one thing?
Yeah, what do you want to do?
I just want to check to see if the cubes are around.
Yeah, I want to wait for everybody to get up close to the corpse before I drop the moonbeam and we search her for the cubes.
Sure. Kellic, do you come up, or do you care?
I want to go up to Zagmira's corpse and search it and see if there's any useful items or interesting things on it.
So I think I will end us on you guys finding 2 cubes on Avlona. So
Okay.
you now have all 9 cubes. I will figure out loot for 3 red wizards over the next week.
Red Wizards.
Red wizards. And,
Can we also figure out how Hunter's Mark can be used to track?
I'll look it up.
Because I definitely want to try and do that.
Yeah, how?
Yeah, there's an advantage on tracking.
Yeah, I'll look it up and figure it out. The only reason I'm not applying it now is because specifically what was done, I think, would have negated any immediate benefit of Hunter's Mark. Yeah, I guess the best I can say is trust me. But
Yeah.
I
I mean,
specifically,
there's lots of spells that could make them seem to disappear.
yeah, and I specifically burned a pretty high level slot on one of them to do a specific thing. So
Yeah, I mean, my whole thing is like, if I go over there and there are no like tracks leading away from there, and I can't see any like movement of them, then I'm just gonna be like, they teleported or something. Like, I don't fucking know. Like,
yeah,
Kellic doesn't understand anything magic,
yeah.
but he'd be like, can't fucking track them.
So I think what you would know immediately is there are some slight blood trails from the corner of the building to the edge of the cliff. But once they go over the edge of the cliff,
Yeah, there's nothing I can see.
yeah,
I
like
got you.
if the blood trail continues, it falls into lava. So I'm gonna say that you can't track that, at least right there, right? So we can come back to that. I do want to look up how Hunter's Mark works on tracking if you want to keep trying to follow those blood
Yeah, the
splatters.
only reason that I ask is that like I was watching Critical Role a very long time ago,
Uh-oh.
and I seem to remember that like they Hunters marked something like some fucking big boss, and it
Necessarily
teleported
use
away.
their game as a good rules reference.
So as Sebastian said,
They make up-
Critical Role plays real loose with the rules. I
just didn't know if that was a rule or if it was something that they made up. I didn't know, so that's why I was asking.
No, but like just in general, because I like Critical Role, but I think Critical Role is really, and I don't mean this as an insult to them, but it's really a narrative thing, and all the other stuff is kind of secondary because Mercer breaks rules all the damn time.
Whatever
Yeah.
he so chooses to.
And Mercer even says other people shouldn't be trying to play the same way that we play. We play the way that works for us. Other people should play the way that works for them.
Right. I think every campaign is different.
Yeah.
Some people are super strict on the rules and they keep track of all your water and everything,
My general approach, I kind of try to use when I'm adjudicating in my head, I use three main principles. One, I try to follow the rules as written as much as possible because I think it provides a consistency for you guys to know what's happening.
Mhm.
That said, I also try to both be a fan of what you guys are doing, and if it's cool, I'm usually willing to say, like, I'm letting you do that right now. I think that happens, to be blunt, it happens more with Lyokin, because he's very... I would say Lyokin is a rules lawyer, if he's still listening. I would say that Sebastian is more...
There is.
Yeah, I would say Sebastian is more of a rules advocate, if that makes sense, because...
I was going to say that
That's a fair
Lauken is more of a
characterization.
rules lobbyist.
Sure, and I don't mean it negatively, because when I play, I play a lot like Lyokin plays. I tend to know everything my character can do. I look up every rule about it, and I'm that guy.
It's like the tournament. that
When
we
I
had.
have a
I figured
DM
that
who is
out.
extremely strict about the rules, well, then I start playing more like Lyokin plays.
Yeah.
Okay, but there's one thing I wanted to say to Sebastian.
Yes.
Yaza. Yaza wants to tell Sebastian that you never, ever give anyone all the information you have.
I didn't give them all the information I have.
You would have.
We
And
ro-
how do you know? These wizards are the enemy of my homeland.
You weren't acting that way. That's all I gotta say for you. They're obviously enemies. That's why I didn't trust them to begin with.
And I did not protest one bit when you started a fight. Because I was not unhappy about that outcome at all.
Oh, the best policy is to trust no one.
Yeah, so just a little key part. Yeah, I was trying to get close enough to use my helm of what's it called? My
Helm of
telepathy
telepathy?
helm. Yeah,
Okay.
and because I wanted to speak up, and like the one guy that was right here, I had just gotten to 30 feet when they took off, and I was gonna like cast suggestion on him to like go check the walls because of an impending attack, and I was gonna be like, yeah, he just goes and walks around all the walls around here. Hopefully.
Yeah. No, I don't know. It's like I set this up because I didn't like. I set this up to go either way, right? Like,
Mhm.
so yeah. I don't know.
Yaza
Yeah.
was never going to let them know anything. I would have never even told them we
I
had any
believe that you
cubes.
never would have let them know anything. I don't know if they actually tried to see through any of your lies.
No, it wouldn't matter. I didn't trust him. As soon as they were saying we should work together, I was like, you're full of shit.
Well, that's the other thing I wanted to use my helm of telepathy for, is that if I do detect thoughts, then I can like immediately know like the insight of what they're telling us.
It's the
I
other
was
thing.
like,
Why didn't you
oh,
do
this
that?
could be really useful, and then it was like, God damn it, they fucking left, shit.
Yeah, Yaza just doesn't trust anyone, especially when they're like, let's work together. Lots of people are looking for this. It's like,
My
nah.
expectation was that the cooperation would be over as soon as the tomb was open.
Oh yeah, I didn't even want it. I never wanted to get that far. I wanted those.
Yeah, I
keys
was thinking it was going to be the first opportunity in any tomb, or in any shrine, they'd fucking kill us. Or try. Call their backup and just fuck us.
I
Yeah,
don't
that's
think
why I
they
don't
have
want
any
to go.
backup.
Well, hopefully not.
But we do
And
now have two hostile red wizards somewhere in the city.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was like, that's why I was like insulting them too, because I was just like not impressed.
I was just rolling to see what my stealth would have been, because I forgot that I had the fucking Cloak of Elven Kind, which gives me advantage on stealth checks.
So you would have been at what, 33 or whatever now?
Do it?
You had
Yeah, it
Pass
would have been
Without Trace.
33.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that being said, they also have disadvantage on perception checks to see me. So
Oh gosh. It's just all
It's-
across the board.
yeah, it's like you have advantage, they have disadvantage. Good luck to them.
The spell that I wanted to use was Ensnaring Strike.
I wanted to use that too.
See, Kellic
'cause
knows
I can
something
shoot
about
it with
magic.
mine.
What?
Kellic knows something about magic.
Yeah, he does.
He's
I
cast-
is are good at our magics.
Well, I guess we may never find out if Evlona was telling the. Well, we will never find out if Evlona was telling the truth or not. Because Evlona's dead. So there we go.
Just everything she
Wow.
was
Whether
saying.
they
you
were
mean-
actually going to cooperate.
Oh, she was never going to cooperate. That's the truth. But Yaza always thinks that of everyone.
I mean, I fully expected them to turn on us. It was just a question of when. And I was actually going to be kind of amused to play the game and see.
I think it is safe to say that none of you have any way of knowing what I had planned for them to do had you worked with them. But probably
Zero.
doesn't matter
That's
anymore.
fair. But my
Now I
character
wanna know.
fully believes that they are going to turn on us as soon as we are no longer useful.
Yeah.
Weren't they lawful evil?
Uh,
Mostly. Things generally are, I thought. At least the government is.
What is it, Vlona? Oh, it doesn't. It's Dungeons and Dragons, so it doesn't even fucking say in the character sheet what they are. Because why would you ever record something like the basic operating principle of an NPC?
NPCs aren't built the same way that characters are.
Well, not that kind
Just
of
straight
negativity.
up, like class levels not relevant to an NPC.
Yeah, but it bothers me that. Well,
Right.
whatever. I've made my
Yes,
stance on.
I'm with you. It does kind of bother me too. I mean, you could look at somebody you could look at a spellcaster's spell list and say, oh, well, they are approximately a this level caster.
Sorry, I'm trying to find out if it actually says where these people are. Oh, I made up this group because the actual group died. Yeah, red wizards are lawful evil.
Yeah, so like they actually kind of could be pretty trustworthy, at least insofar as the agreement is properly worded.
Well, okay, it's 12:22, so I am gonna stop because I need to go to bed.
Thank you,
for a
Greg.
full day. But we'll pick up tomorrow with. I'll figure not tomorrow. Jesus Christ, next week with all the stuff. So yeah, I need to look up what is it? I need to look up exactly how Pass Without Trace works. I need to look up how multiple attacks with thrown weapons works.
Oh yeah, and Hunter's Mark.
Yeah, the Hunter's Mark tracking thing, and I need to figure out what loot these guys have because probably at least one person in our party is going to be curious about some of that. So
Yeah, there's some that
One
I was
person's
looking
gonna
up
be
the
very curious about that.
yeah. So thank you all.
The
I'm going to go to bed. Take care.
All right, sounds good.
Bye.
Yeah, goodbye.